All right, doing something a little bit different. My wife got me a stack of stickers. I think they came from Temu or Shein or something. And we're going to start putting a sticker on the refrigerator every video. So, just picking one I just found, or every video in the garage anyway. One that I find quite humorous. If you can see that, I like big bass and I cannot lie. So we're going to put that up somewhere where we can see that in the videos. Let's see. Well, let's go through some of the video, or some of the stuff on the refrigerator real quick. We've got bait plastics at the top, AI, which is where we get a lot of our molds. Education is important, but fishing is importanter. Shitload of Tackle Warehouse. On the front here, we got a bunch of Tackle Warehouse. And then Powerhouse Lithium on the bottom, only because that's ripped, or I'd put it closer to the top. Extreme Outdoorsman, he's a guy that's from the area. Gave me a sticker. Blake's Hard Cider, that's actually one of his sponsors. Fish Obsessed. A bunch of beer. Copeland Outdoors. CF Moto, that's our four-wheelers. Lure Works, I use a lot of their stuff. Land Big Fish. More Tackle Warehouse through the middle here. Beast Coast. Amped Outdoors. Lifted Jigs is that's a local jig maker. Good guy. He fishes some of our Cash for Bass tournaments. Precision Outdoors. But anyway, I like big bass and I cannot lie. Let's put that up there. I think I'm going to put that right next to... Yeah, it's not the same size as the top, so we're going to put it... We're going to put it in this area right here, if I can get the back off of it. Like I said, they were cheap stickers, so who knows if it'll even stay up there or not, but fun little thing. There's a whole stack of them there. There's like 400 stickers. Probably not that many, probably 100 though. Wow. All right, next time I'll be prepared for this. We'll have the backing somewhat off. All right, give me a minute. Let me figure this out. All right, got it. I like big bass and I cannot lie. It's going to go right there. And I'm pretty sure that will stick forever. I thought like it might stick to that paper forever. So anyway, the reason you came to this video is not about stickers. It is about some tackle organization and tackle prep. I'm going to probably do my thing. One thing I will say about tackle organization is it's a very personal thing. Especially if you're into tournament fishing, even if it is just local Tuesday nighters or whatever. You want to know where your stuff is, so you kind of got to do your own thing. But I am going to give you a super inexpensive tip that everybody can use, and it'll save you a ton of money. So we're going to start with that. Okay, so let me see if I can find a couple here. Okay, so this is kind of one just laying around here. Everybody knows, or everybody that's on this channel mostly should know what this is. This is a 3700 size Plano box, kind of like Kleenex is for tissue. Plano is a brand. This is actually Flambeau. This is just one that I have laying around with just a couple of cut up pool noodle things for who knows what. And they all come, or most of them come with these dividers, right? So this one's Flambeau. You can get the Bass Pro brand or Cabela's brand or a knockoff brand for relatively cheap. But what that's missing like even Flambeau here has, I think it's called Restrictor, and I may be way off, but this divider, specifically designed for this Plano box, or this Flambeau box, this 3700, has rust restrictive water wicking capabilities. Okay, so this box was probably $11.99, $15.99. I know I just bought these actual Plano box. This is a 3700 thin universal, and these, which I'll show you here, every one of these has the rust restriction properties in it too. But actually I lied. They come with this, which is a water wicking. Ultimately what's in there is what I'm about to show you. So this box is like $20, okay? And it's tight. There's not a lot of spots where water can get in there, but if it does get in there, water wicking property thing in there. What you can do is you can buy the Bass Pro Shop $6.99 or $5.99 3700, and you can put these in there, if you can see what that is. It's called a desiccant packet. That's what that is, a desiccant packet. I guess this would be a desiccant canister. I'm fortunate. I work in a position where I can get these pretty much tons of them for free. I really like the canisters, but the packets work just as well. So when you're building your box, you can put as many of these in there. You can put one in each compartment, which is what I have been doing for 4 or 5 years now. And that $6.99 box, which I've got some of the more expensive ones obviously, but I still have a bunch of the cheaper ones as well. And you can see these are last year's. I'm about to redo these. You can see there's the little packets are in there already. And what that's going to do is that's going to keep your hooks from rusting. Once one hook rusts, they all tend to start rusting. If you've got boxes like, let's see, I'll grab what I would think is my most expensive box, and there's not even that many baits in there. But if I were to guess, my jerkbait box is probably my most expensive. If you can see that, each of these are like $10. Some of these are like $25. That's a mega bass. That's like $25. So there's well over $100 worth of baits in this box. If they do start rusting, I suggest changing out the hooks if you haven't lost all your baits to pike, which is probably our #1 problem around here. Change out your hooks if they start rusting, because it will spread. But yeah, use the little desiccant packets. You can get them if you don't have a profession like mine. You can ask your local pharmacy maybe if they could save the little desiccant packets for you if you're in tight with them. That's the profession I'm in, is pharmacy. So I get tons of them for free. But if you can't get them for free, you can still go on Amazon and get a 100-pack for like $6.99 of the little ones. If you get the big ones, they're more expensive. But it's good for other things too. I've got some of the bigger packs in my cornhole bags are in a Tupperware that's sealed, like waterproof, but then there's some decicant packs in there too to keep the moisture out. So anything you want to keep moisture out, it's a really helpful way. But without further ado, today I'm going to probably put you over my shoulder and I'm going to start organizing my baits. I may give you a little bit of insight on what I'm doing. To start off with, I will tell you something that I am going to do this year that I haven't done in the past. So let's get into that. All right, so last year what I did was I took 2 Plano boxes and made 2 terminal boxes. A secondary terminal box was basically things I don't use that much, and then the primary box was one that I use more often. But as you can see, I have got, let's just take this for example. I've got a weighted swim bait hook. This is all in one compartment. So I've got weighted swim bait hooks like that. I've got weighted swim bait hooks like that. I got flashy swim bait hooks with blades on them, all in the same compartment. So I have bought 2 more boxes, universal Plano thins, that I am going to basically, I'm going to spread this stuff out so it's more organized, organize it by size, mark it by size. I've got this tube jig compartment in the middle. There's probably 4 or 5 different size jig heads for the tube baits in there. So ultimately what I want to do is be able to look at one row and, okay, this is a 1/0, 2/0, 3/0, 4/0, 5/0 hook. This is a 1/16, 1/8, 3/16 weight, so on and so forth. And some of that stuff I've done really good with, but for the most part, it's like things like this that bug me. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to get, try to use more weights and concentrate more on rate of fall this year than I ever have before. If I feel like something's too heavy, I'm going to make sure that I have a lighter weight to be able to try. I've been really bad about not changing weights, and a lot of the reason is because it's not organized the way I want it. So here we go. Alright, so these are what I need to replenish. This is kind of my mission today, is to see what I had and what I needed. So these are hog snacks. These are jigs and vibrating jigs that I make myself. That's a weird skirt, but yeah. So these are 1/4 ounce jigs. These are this row is 1/4 ounce jigs. Color scheme here is crappie, bluegill, crawdad / perch, basically some orange and black. So we got 1/4 inch, 3/8, half, 3/4, and then some mixture of vibrating jigs. I did make a red and black just because spring red is really good. But I got to replenish this. You can see it's fairly empty. So that's staying out. Got work to do there. This, I took two of these 3700 thins and turned it into 4. This one is the least impactful, least used. Trebles and miscellaneous. So a bunch of different trebles in here, different sizes. Hyperwire number 2, split rings, some snap swivels, some rattles, some 3-way swivels, some barrel swivels, some bobbers, some big frog hooks, and 1 leader, which I've got some more leaders that are going to go in there, but this box hardly ever gets touched. It's actually good to go. My probably next least used, but I definitely filled it up, is this one. We got shaky heads, which I don't throw. Got a little light shaky heads, bigger shaky heads, wacky rigs, which I do throw. This is bread ties. I did a bread tie video. You can kind of see why those are in there. Wacky rings, the tools in the boat already. Some pre-rigged wacky rig hooks, some weighted wacky rig hooks. These are slotted tube weights, which is interesting. These are all tube jigs with different weights, and then Nico. So this is probably the tubes I do use quite a bit, but not as much as some of the next two. This one has swim baits, hover rig, and Neds in it. And these are actually, I don't use these at all because we don't have much for rock, but these are wobble heads. Wobble heads, little, small, giant swim, squadron swim baits, the flashy swimmers, weighted swim baits, Neds, little Neds. Oh. Sorry about that, it's cold out here, so that's the heater. Little Neds, bigger Neds, bigger Neds yet, which I gotta pour some. Carolina rig, some hover rig stuff. I've got the mold now to make my own. So these are, I think, 1/8. Actually, these are 1/8. Those are 1/16. I'm not sure, but I gotta make some smaller. I gotta make all of the hover rig stuff. And you saw me earlier maybe putting putting these in the jig to see what size they were. These are some store-bought. This is a 1/4 ounce scope head. Does all right, but it's too heavy for the most part. And these are my poor 3/8 ounce for swim baits. So that one will get some play. That one will see some light of day. And then the main box is Texas rigs and drop shots, with a few exceptions. These are all tungsten by weight. So that's 1/16 to 3/16. 1/4 to 3/8, and then 1/2 to gigantic to 3/4. I don't have anything over 3/4. We don't flip mats. These are round bend. These are EWG 2 and 3/0. These are EWG 4 and 5/0. Some flipping hooks. These 4 are different drop shot hooks. This is the one that I use the most. It's like a Nico style hook. These are tiny little drop shots. This is going to be 1/8, 3/16, 1/4, 3/8, and then miscellaneous. Some of these are rounded, some of these are pyramids. I have the mold for the cylinders, so I've got to fill up these 3 containers. Peg stops, rubber pegs, and then peg stops, rubber nuggets, I guess, that go on the line. These are all tube hooks, but they're for Texas rigs, so I put them in here, even though the other box was Texas rig. Some Tokyo rigs, and then some fine wire, like drop shot Texas rig stuff. So a little bit thicker drop shot hook. So that one will get the majority of the play. I do a lot of drop shot and I do a lot of Texas rigging. We'll continue to do that this year. So yeah, it's a great time of year to be organizing your tackle, taking inventory of what you've got, replenishing what you need. I've got to make some jigs, I've got to make some hover rigs, I've got to make some drop shot bait or weights. So I know all that now. I haven't even started on the plastics. I'll show you in a different video the plastics, but get yourself some Decacent packs. Save yourself a ton of money. Get yourself some Bass Pro boxes, 3700s, and you should be in business. Thank you for watching. If you watched all this, I appreciate you. If you haven't already, hit like, subscribe, turn on the notification bells. You'll see when we get the next video out. Doing 2 a week. It's February, Super Bowl weekend. Lions are out of it. Don't care who wins that, but Super Bowl weekend, we got about 6 weeks and we should be hitting open water again. So excited for that. In the meantime, watch some ice fishing and follow along. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.